we're going to be hearing from an old mate of mine, Leo Green, son of Benny at some point, of course. Jazzman himself, an excellent player. He was in Van Morrison's band for many years. He's also a broadcaster on Radio 2 and Jazz FM and an all-round music industry impresario. And he's coming in to tell us a bit about what he's currently up to. So let's hear a bit of him playing. This is Leo Green, Living on a Prayer. A lovely version of that song by the man sitting opposite me, Mr. Leo Green. Leo, welcome back to the studio, mate.
Thanks very much. Lovely to see you.
When did you record that?
Well, that was over lockdown. I was in the shed, too much time on my hands, lots of ideas, and I'd been seeing online lots of versions of these kind of songs that people were doing. I thought, well, eventually when we're all released, wouldn't it be great to have somewhere live where you could see these kind of arrangements? So I started doing the things at home, recorded my bits.
Who was singing on that?
That's a girl called Kristin Hussain, who is just a tremendous singer and sings with us down at QT's, which I'm sure we'll get to in a minute. But yeah. I just sort of sent the guys all the parts. They recorded them at home, and we kind of glued it together like that.
It seems to me that there's a bit of I don't know if revival is quite the right word, but smaller, kind of intimate venues, in town. There seems to be some really good ones opening up and good stuff going on.
There really is, and you can't replace it. And in this, I say horrible world of everything being digitised and, virtual this and virtual that, you can't beat being in a great sounding club with a live band of any genre.
Yeah.
And even if it's a kind of music you think, I don't really like that. There's still nothing like that energy of being in a room and hearing a live band. So I think the more the merrier,
Let's talk about a couple that you're involved in, because you do a residency, don't you?
I do, and this is it's a very old-fashioned idea, and it's our friend Van Morrison said to me just during the pandemic, when there was those little pockets where you were allowed out and you could sit outside within
Van didn't like lockdown, did he?
within 300 yards of each other and all that nonsense. So we were just talking about gigs, and he said, you know what you should do? He said, find a room in London and have a residency. And I was like, well, where am I going to do that? He said, try the hotels, because he'd been doing it in Belfast. He goes into these hotels and does it. So somehow we found this place in Covent Garden called the Middle 8 Hotel, which is a fabulous place.
Yeah.
And they've got this basement there called QT, and they wanted live music. So I went in and started off just doing Saturday nights, thinking it'd be a bit of fun, and it's just got out of hand, Robert. I'm now doing 6 shows a week.
6 shows a week?
2 shows Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Yeah. And then on the other nights, they've got all kinds of things. There's a soul night with Wayne Hernandez, who's amazing. There's a musical theatre night. Ray Gelato does a night. And it's, like you say, it's another venue that's popped up, which is really great. So,
what's the capacity there?
It's about 100 people.
And it's sitting down. I went to the honest.
Yeah.
It's sitting down at its tables. It's a very nice room. It's quite sort of grown up.
Even though I've been there, it is quite grown up. And the thing is, you can sit at the front and get into it, or you can just sit around, have a chat and have a beer. You don't have to. It's not got that kind of intensity sometimes that somewhere like Ronnie's might have.
It's not Ronnie's. Because Ronnie's is serious, isn't it? And you're meant to be serious.
And I'm done with serious.
Well, let's talk about that. Because jazz is a serious term, right? And I know that if I say I'm going to play a jazz track, there's going to be a certain percentage of the audience are going to reach for the off button, or they're going to put earplugs in, or whatever.
It's one of those things, isn't it? People, they like the idea of liking jazz, but they don't really know where to start. Because let's face it, a lot of it is quite hard to listen to, or as I call it, avant-garde clue. I like.
Well, you're along with my wife. She calls it nervous breakdown music.
I mean, sometimes if you listen to jazz in the morning before the first coffee, it sounds like crazy music. But I kind of wanted to put a set together that was kind of jazzy-ish, and was just good fun and entertaining. Because I think we all kind of need a bit of that at the moment, me included.
Can it get a little bit jazz hands?
What, the stuff I'm doing?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it puts a smile on people's faces, because I can see the punters, they're thinking, God, what song is this? And then they go,
because that's what you do, isn't it? You take all those sort of very well-known, usually rock and pop numbers and stuff, or show tunes or whatever.
Yeah, it could be Prince, it could be Bruce Springsteen, it could be like Bon Jovi you just played. And I just try and imagine like how someone like maybe Louis Prima, or how it might have been done in the 50s or 60s. And it's good fun. It's no different, I suppose, from Frank Sinatra was just doing the pop hits of his day that people were rearranging. So it's kind of the same thing. I'm not comparing myself to Fred Sinatra, obviously, before you start getting calls on that one. But, you know, it's great. What I love about it is we have sort of 3 or 4 singers every night, and it's people who, you know, we have Emma Hatton, who was the lead in Wicked, Natalie May Paris, who was in Six, Hayley Sanderson, who sings on Strictly. You've got Nick Shaw, all these great, amazing singers. And it means that every night it's a little bit different. And some of the musicians change, and we change the songs regularly. So it's a kind of organic thing, which is great. You know, what I love about doing this gig is you get people who are, you know, 85 years old, and you get people that are 18 years old.
Yeah.
And that's the glory of it for me, which is, I'll be honest, it has surprised me, because I always assume that it's people my age that are going to come along, but we get all ages, you know.
And it's a fun night, isn't it? I
yeah.
mean, that's what it is. It's a fun night out.
Yeah, I think people...
Is there dancing?
There is. If you want to get up and shake your whatsits, there's a dance. You can do it if you want, you know. Because I can see it. We do this version. This sounds worse than it actually is. We do a swing version of "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," which I know sounds like you're reaching for your off button, but it's actually great fun. And you can see people. They sit there. They kind of the shoulders are going up and down, and I think, here it comes, here it comes. And after about 20 seconds, they all just jump up and go bananas. So it's great fun. It is really good fun.
So people want to go along to that. Are you doing Christmas shows or anything?
We are. We're right up through, and we're doing a special on New Year's Eve as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if you go to middle8.com, which is the site, you'll see it's called QT, the venue. But yeah, we're doing shows all the way up to Christmas.
Well, look, basically what we're saying is go out and see some live music.
Yeah.
You can go and see some live music with Leo Green at, is it QT?
Yeah, so the venue's called QT, which is in the basement of the Middle 8 Hotel, which, of course, is opposite where you used to go for the Blitz Club, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? And you're very near...
Great Queen Street.
You could nip in and do a bit of Masonic handshaking as well, because that's just up the road.
I couldn't possibly comment on that one. There's a lot of funny briefcases on that street, that's all I will say.
I thought Leo was in great shape. Leo's a real character. And if you want to go in to see Leo play with his band, particularly the show that he's doing at the moment, it's a fun night out. This is not jazz taking itself seriously. This is people up on stage having a lot of fun, and you can have a lot of fun with them.